that I consider like family just up and leave me and stuff like that. And it was scary because it was more of like thinking to myself in my mind, like, is this what a relationship is, where you just up and leave and you walk away? But truthfully, as I got closer to Christ and stuff like that, I found out that I actually, throughout those divorces that when I was a kid that I had to see, they didn't put Christ centered in their relationship. They didn't say, let's pray about it. They didn't say, let's go to church about it. Let's read our Bible together. Let's pray. I want to travel back in time, bro. Backwards. I don't want to be 23 anymore. Backwards. You guys ever want to just like travel back in time when you're a kid and stuff like that, when you're young, wild, and free, and you had no stress on your mind, and you could care less about anything, and you thought you could rule the world? I feel like we all think like that sometimes, but you also have to realize that when you're a kid, it wasn't so easy as you think it was. Okay, you might have said like that was the good old days and stuff like that, but truthfully, was it really? Because I don't think we talk about childhood trauma enough. Okay, what you don't realize is that your past is the reason why you have all these issues that you have and stuff like that. And if you do have a lot of issues and stuff like that, truthfully, don't become that villain. Don't become that trauma. Okay, like work on it. It took me years to figure out this trauma that I have, and I have to work on my things. Okay, as I said it, I had to grow with affairs. I've been mentally abused and stuff like that. Never physically, thank God. But still, I had people calling me words that I wish they didn't say it, because it did. It stuck without me through the past and stuff like that. And it does till this day. It still kind of gets in my head sometimes. And maybe it's the devil talking, and maybe it's just insecurities and anxiety. I don't know. But like I said, when I was 13 years old, I formed depression. I formed insecurities. I formed anxiety. I formed all this and that. I remember going to school and being in the lunchroom and trying to figure out what table I should fit in or sit at. Do I fit in here? Like, who are my friends? You look at that one person, you're like, oh, I knew that person for a long time. Maybe I'll sit at their table or whatever. And then they act like they don't know you, and you feel insecure by yourself. Because you're like, what did I do to this person? Or you say hi to this person or whatever, and they like mean mug you, and you're just like, what did I do? And you thinking to yourself, like, what did I do? Like, am I the problem? Like you overthink so much on stuff about how people look at you and how you act and stuff like that. And it is weird. I don't miss my teen years at all. My teenage years were honestly one of my worst years ever. Okay, like, because I started caring on what people think about me. I started caring just so much, and like comparing myself to other people, and jealousy and stuff like that, and all this stuff happening in my mind and stuff like that. And again, like I said on this channel, like I feel like not a lot of people talk about childhood trauma and how it makes you who you are till this day and stuff like that. Okay, people get physically abused and stuff like that, and people are scared to like get hit, you know what I mean? Or they're afraid of people throwing hands or whatever. Like, or it's sad, people that were physically abused and stuff like that will grow older and abuse their kids in the future. And it's like, what you went through, why would you want to make your own kids suffer through it? Okay, your childhood trauma was one of the worst things ever. So try to fix those problems, okay? As I say on my channel a lot, that I got a lot of trust issues and a lot of abandonment issues, okay? Like, those are the things that I got to work on myself and stuff like that. Throughout my childhood trauma, I had so many people walk out of my life. I had so many people that I thought cared about me, that I considered like family, just up and leave me and stuff like that. And it was scary because it was more of like thinking to myself in my mind, like, is this what a relationship is, where you just up and leave and you walk away? But truthfully, as I got closer to Christ and stuff like that, I found out that I actually, throughout those divorces that when I was a kid that I had to see, they didn't put Christ-centered in their relationship. They didn't say, let's pray about it. They didn't say, let's go to church about it. Let's read our Bible together. Let's pray for each other. So many people let the devil in their house. So many people let temptation take over them and stuff like that. You don't realize what the devil is doing to you and doing to your own kids. A lot of people don't realize. And parents got to start understanding that. That you don't realize on what you're doing to your kids that is traumatizing them. Okay, as the older as I get, the more when I want to become a parent at one point in my life, that I want to show my kids what a good marriage looks like. And I'm sure a lot of people think like that, like, oh, I'm gonna show my kids what I never saw growing up, but it's gonna be a challenge. But you also have to work on yourself too. You also have to become the one. And as I said, a lot of me getting what is it, mentally abused and stuff like that, like people saying hurtful words and stuff like that. As I said in my insecure video, I got called ugly in the past or whatever, and that stuck to me. I got rejected by a few girls that I liked and stuff like that, and until this day, that still kind of haunts me. I'm still afraid of rejection. And it is crazy because I sometimes do get called attractive or good looking and stuff like that, but still, the things that I remember in my mind is the bad things that people said about me. That said I was never going to find the one. That says I will never get married. I'm going to be alone my whole life. People said that to me before. Do I think that? No. But still, does it haunt me till this day? Yes. Again, people don't talk about trauma enough. You don't realize on the stuff that you be saying to people, the hurtful things that you be saying to people, how much it sticks with them. Okay, there was times when I was a teenager that I felt alone. There was times where I felt like a loser and stuff like that. Like I was just seeing everybody with their friends and stuff like that, and all hanging out on the weekends and stuff like that, and with each other doing fun things and stuff like that. And I was jealous of that. I seen people in relationships and stuff like that, going on dates and stuff like that, and again, I was jealous of that. And I'll admit it. We all get jealous of something that we don't have. But also people don't realize this though, that someone might be jealous of you. Okay? You don't realize that. That maybe someone is jealous of what you have. That you're happy, that you're joyful. You don't see it like that. Instead, you're comparing yourself to other people of what you don't have. Because we're human, we all want stuff that we don't have. And so much childhood trauma, your teen years are one of the most confusing, difficult times of your life. Okay, growing up, I realized that. Because you're confused, you're lost, you don't know. That's why you gotta pick a good role model, okay? Your friends are not good role models in your teen years, okay? But the sad part is you're also thinking to yourself like, oh, my parents don't understand this, what I'm going through, but you don't realize that they actually are, because they were once teenagers too. They were once in your shoes also. They were also at one point depressed. They were at one point also getting all these insecurities. Again, it's sad. The older you get, the more insecure you get. The more you stress about your past. The more you overlook about your past. The more the mistakes that you made in the past. But again, as I said in other videos, stop looking with the insecurities and depression and stuff like that, and you have to conquer it. You have to get confidence. Trust me, you cannot let that stuff sit inside your head forever. Because if you let it, you're letting the devil win. Okay? My best bet is to pray about it, to follow Christ more about it, and stop overthinking so much. And trust me, I'm telling myself that because I do it too. Stuff like that. You just gotta be you and stuff like that. Okay? everything is gonna work out, okay? Just trust in God, stuff like that. You want that career is gonna work out if you gotta work for it. You pray about it, you conquer it. You want a good career, wife and kids, or family, I mean, I don't know, it depends on who you are, okay? Just talking about as a guy perspective, okay? You want a good career, you want to manage your family and stuff like that, you gotta pray about it, you gotta work for it, okay? It is all in God's timing, but you also have to have a good mindset for it. You can't just think that everything is just gonna magically work out like it's poof gonna be there. Okay, no free handouts. Work for it, stuff like that. And again, insecurities and depression comes a long way and stuff like that. And sadly, we don't talk about it enough either about addiction. Addiction is one of the worst things to have and stuff like that. Well, like a drinking problem. Why a lot of people like to drink is because they like the feeling of being drunk. They like to, because the bottle takes away their sorrows. A lot of people don't realize why a lot of people do drugs and stuff like that, because they love the high feeling. They love the fact that they're not in real life, so they don't have to stress about it. Again, we don't talk about that. You know what? Have your addiction be the Bible. Start reading that. How about that? Start having prayer as your addiction. All right, I'll stop. But what I'm getting at is my best option of conquering your depression and conquering your anxiety is following Christ. Because honestly, that helped me so much. And yeah, there is sometimes where I still do stress. Okay? I don't tell myself to trust in the Lord as much as I should. There is sometimes where I still overthink about my past and my regrets and stuff like that. But guess what? That's gonna be your whole life, bro. Stuff like that. Again, as they always say, it's in God's timing. It's all gonna work out. Like I said, childhood trauma, I know it comes a long way and stuff like that, but do not take it out on others, okay? Don't take it out on yourself either. Let it go. Become the best version of you. Do not become those people that hurt you in the past. Do not let those people win, okay? Don't let the devil tempt you. Let Jesus take the wheel. Okay, become the best version of you. That's all I gotta say. But thank you guys so much for listening. This is Real Talk with K.M.B. I just finally ended the childhood series, and the next month we're gonna talk about, or in May, we're gonna talk about being a Christian and how different things are, of seeing it in a different perspective than as my worldly self once did. Or not as a follower of Christ, I should say, self was. So that series should be fun. So I hope you guys tune in with that. And this Real Talk with K.M.B. and I'm out. Peace. And don't forget to pray. Before we head out, I gotta tell you guys this, okay? Like, through our childhood trauma and stuff like that, guys, guess what? You can change those habits. You can change those bad habits and stuff like that. When I was a kid, I was a gullible kid. I was easily manipulated and stuff like that, and I believed on a lot of things what people said about me or told me and stuff like that. And guess what? Now, me that I'm growing older and stuff like that, and I realize how people that manipulated me and how gullible I used to be, I'm not like that anymore. I'm very hard-headed. I stand for what I believe in, and that's what I believe in. I stand up for other people and stuff like that. I don't get easily as manipulated as I once was. So in a way, childhood trauma does make you into a stronger person without you even realizing it. Yes, you are going to have a lot of insecurities. You are going to have a lot of anxiety. But also with that, through that trauma is you can become a better person. You can become more hard-headed or stronger than ever. You can win the battles. So I just got to say that before we head out. But thank you all for listening on the childhood trauma, and you know what? Like I said, I'll see you guys in May for that should be fun. Alright, later. Don't forget to pray, by the way.